2 hit songs, millions of dollars, and a songwriter who says he was purposefully cut out of his deal. He says he wrote the songs, they cashed the checks, and now a federal judge is about to read the receipts. Baby, grab your red cups and your shot glasses because the bar is open and we are about to pour up.
Big pocket, money in the bank coming, dropping the deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me big poppin'. Money in the bank coming, dropping the deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me what the topic.
What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the bar. It's your favorite guys and Doc Tender, that girl Henny. And today we are going to be pouring up on songwriter MUSO versus Chris Brown and Sean Kingston. Dun, dun, dun. But first, if you are new here, welcome. Please be sure to like, comment, and of course, subscribe. Click that notification bell, select all so that you get notified whenever I do a video. And if you are a returning Mob Down Henny Gang member, now let's get into this hot Henny. So, as I said, we are pouring up on songwriter MUSO, who is now taking Chris Brown and Sean Kingston and Sony Records to court because he is calling fraud. Yes, y'all already know I got the court docs and we gonna get into it. But today I'm gonna be reading the court docs a little differently than what I usually do because sometimes these court docs take a little too long. I know, but yesterday in the Southern District of New York, songwriter Steve, I don't know how to say his name, so don't come for me if I said it wrong, okay? Chocapelli, I don't know. We're just gonna call him MUSO, okay? Filed his filings in court, and as you can see, he's going for Chris Brown, Sean Kingston, Time is Money Entertainment, Chris Brown Entertainment, Universal Music Publishing, Universal Music Group, Sony Music Holdings, aka Sony Music, and about 18 John Does. All right, so what exactly is it that MUSO is going for? Well, let's get into the facts. All right, our first portion of this story is going to take place back in 2020, okay? And according to MUSO, he was at Chris Brown's house in Tarzana, California, right? And while he was there, MUSO says that Sean Kingston and Chris Brown asked him to help with a new song, okay? And not just put a little input in on it, not co-write it. They wanted him to write the actual lyrics for the song. So MUSO sat down and he wrote down these lyrics for a track that would later be called Mona Lisa. Now let me get that up here on this screen for y'all right now. This is the song in question that we are now talking about, okay? So he wrote the lyrics for Mona Lisa, then fast forward to 2021, right? So now 2021, Mona Lisa drops, it's out in the world, it's streaming, it's performing, and it makes roughly, according to MUSO, $75,000, okay? But the problem is MUSO's name was nowhere to be found on the credits. His name was nowhere on the copyright, and most importantly, he never got paid. So from his perspective, he created this song, but when it came time to cash in, he was completely erased. I know, right? Now, remember that was 2021 he wrote the song. And then 2021 that song came out. And then in 2021, is it up on the screen? Yes, we gonna get into sensational. Bump, 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 bump. What can I do for you, girl? Okay, sorry. I was having a moment. Okay. So now we get to the second song, which is sensational, right? And in 2021, MUSO says he teamed up with a producer by the name of Crazy Tunes. Now, MUSO said he wrote the lyrics again, and Crazy Tunes handled the music and the production, and together they created an original version of the song, right? So MUSO plays this version for Chris Brown, because you've got to remember, if the song dropped, Mona Lisa dropped in 2021, that's probably in that little window of time where all of the little shady business that MUSO is accusing Chris Brown and them of doing hadn't happened yet. So now he plays this next song for Chris Brown. Chris Brown likes the song. Him and his team take the song, they go ahead and make it their own. Okay. Um, they re-record it, they mixed it, they mastered it, and basically turned it into a polished track, which is the track that we know today. But on October 20th of 2023, Sensational was officially released, right, through Sony, and it does big numbers, okay? Because according to MUSO, this grossed in over $1 million in revenue. But unlike Mona Lisa, MUSO is publicly listed as a writer on the song. So he got his writer's credits, right? But he says, again, he never saw a check. And on January 18th of 2024, someone filed the official copyright for Sensational. But when the paperwork went to the Library of Congress, Musa's name was missing as an author and a copyright owner. Dun, dun, dun! Now, why does that matter? It matters because being left off of the original copyright can block or delay your royalties from places like BMI or where they pay you out for streams. Yeah. So he's missing out on major money. So even though people might know he wrote the lyrics, the legal paperwork doesn't reflect that, which affects his money. He wants his monions. All right. So when you step back and look at the whole story from MUSO's point of view, it goes like this. He helped write 2 songs. Both songs were released and made money. On one song, he says, okay, I don't know if my mic went out or not, but on one song, he says he was completely erased. And on the other, he's publicly credited but not paid and left out of the official copyright. And now he's asking a federal court to recognize him as the rightful lyric writer and make the company show exactly how much money these songs made and compensate him. Because he's also, in his filing, he's also asking the judge to go into the accounting. All right. He wants the accounting, the books looked into. He wants a record of everything that went down. You hear me? So basically, to sum it all up, what Musa wants is, first, he wants his recognition. And I would want my recognition too. He wants the courts to officially say in black and white that he is the rightful lyric writer and copyright owner of both Mona Lisa and Sensational, not just a contributor. Not just a guy in the room, okay? But the person who actually wrote the words, all right? Secondly, he wants his monions. He believes these songs made a lot of money, especially Sensational. And I can see Sensational had to have made tons of money. It was everywhere, okay? And it's still one of those songs that when you hear it, you get into that, the little, it brings you into a vibe moment, right? It's an evergreen song. So, Musa feels like it brought in millions of dollars, and he's saying, I wrote those lyrics, so I deserve some of those profits, which he wouldn't be wrong in saying that. So he's asking the courts to award him damages, basically pay him for what he should have earned, and potentially award even more money if the court finds that what happened was done on purpose. And third, what he wants right now, he doesn't even know the full picture of how much these songs actually made. So he's asking for a full accounting, meaning he wants the labels, the companies, and everyone involved to open the books and show exactly how much revenue came from both songs worldwide, not nationwide, not just on TikTok or YouTube. Everywhere that this song was. He don't want them hiding no numbers, no vague answers. He just wants the receipts. And then finally, what Muso wants is accountability, because he's also accusing Chris Brown and Sean Kingston and the companies behind them of not just making a mistake, but intentionally cutting him out. That's why he's asking for things like punitive damages, which are basically meant to punish bad behavior and send a message that this kind of things should not happen again. Now, how much is he asking for? Well, let's just put it like this. He's not asking for no small bill, because he's coming with big receipts. So he's asking for at least $1 million. And that's at the floor level. That's not even the top of where it could go. Because think about it like this. Let's just hypothetically say that Sensational brought in $10 million. Well, he don't want $1 million out of that. He wants what a writer would get out of that. He's saying you made real money off my work, especially Sensational. So I want my fair share. And then some. On top of that, he's also asking for copyright damages for both songs. Under the copyright law, though, you guys, that can go as high as $150,000 per song. And that's if the court finds what they did was intentional. And there's 2 songs in this case. Then he's also asking for the punitive damages. That's extra punishment money. And a jury can award if they believe Chris Brown and Sean Kingston and these other companies acted badly on purpose. There's no set cap for that either. So this could easily turn into a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. I mean, I don't understand why people don't want to pay people. This is not the first time that we've heard of big celebs using someone else to basically get their music out there and then not wanting to pay them. This seems to be something that is becoming like common practice within the music industry. Unfortunately, this is going to have to either play out in court or it's going to be settled, and we're gonna keep our eye on this one. We sure are. Before we go, let me also show y'all this, because I came across this while I was looking for some information on who this guy was, because I've never heard of him before this lawsuit. But apparently he's been around and he's been doing his thing. So let me get this up on the screen for you guys so y'all can see.
I just did Sensational for Chris, DeVito, and Lil J. I also helped out with Mona Lisa, and I got some other projects on the way. So I just been songwriting. My Afrobeat artist from Liberia. I've just been songwriting, getting my name out there.
So that is MUSO, okay? He's just trying to get his name out there. Well, you guys, it looks like that's going to do it for this pour up on this situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment sections below. Do you think that Chris Brown and Sean Kingston purposefully left MUSO out? Or do you think it was just something that happened and they had no control over it? Or do you think MUSO is overreacting? But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace, everybody.